What a quaint little lodge here at Dunkeld in Scotland on the River Tay. And I've often said that fly fishing and fishing in general is an absolute accessory sport. I can tell you that because it took me 3 hours to get dressed. I got so many clothes on I can hardly move. But I'm about to meet someone who's going to show me an ancient art of fly fishing in Scotland. They call it Spey. I have no idea and I'm very scared. Let's go and have a look. I assume you must be Gary.
I am, yes.
Paul, pleasure to meet you, my friend.
Paul, nice to meet you, sir.
And that is absolute art. Now, what do you call this?
Well, this is what we use on the rivers in Scotland. It's a double-handed rod, 15 foot, with a floating line and a sink tip on the end. So this is what we do to try and catch the salmon on here. I'm
tipping that you are a world-class fly fisher. Now, with all your talent, with my amazing cameraman, my editor back in Australia, do you think we could make a pleb from Australia actually look like he's got a little bit of talent?
No problem.
Oh,
problem.
This guy must be good. Let's give it a crack.
Right, so we're going to get the line out first, okay?
Yep.
Here, what I want you to do is...
Oh, I'm going to hold it, am I?
Yeah, of course. Right, so we want to keep the left hand on this side of the body,
yep.
The right hand on here.
Yep.
And what we're actually looking for is, we're looking to get the line out here. So what I want you to do first is just lift,
yep.
Then go forward and stop it once it's gone past your head. So you need that movement there. There. So you go there.
Yep.
That's it. There. Good.
Like that?
That's right.
So
just nice and... That's good. That's what we call an overhead cast.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
so,
good.
Back like that.
That's perfect. It. Look at that. You're ready to go. That's brilliant.
How many years have you been doing this?
About 23 years.
I've been doing it about 23 seconds.
And I tell you, quick learners.
And I'm not very good. So when you're salmon fishing, there's a beautiful pool here.
Yeah.
So do you actually, like, if I'm here actually fishing, do I put the fly out?
Yeah. Like this, roll,
like that.
Cast it on the surface.
And you just let it sink down, do you?
You do. You let the line fish round.
Yep.
And the salmon will follow you from the deep, sometimes into the shallow, like this. And it's always important. You get a lot of trout fishers that want to strike.
Yes.
Like this. You let the salmon, they come up and they take the fly, and then they go. So you let them go for a little while, and then you lift up. That's right. Good.
That's a good feeling.
Really good. Yeah. Now the rod's starting to work now. No force at all. Forward. Excellent.
What do you like more, fly casting or catching fish?
Both.
That's very...
I like the fly casting out there. It doesn't bother me whether I go home without any fish. It's being on the river for the day and out. This is my office. Look at this for an office.
It's pretty cool.
Yes, it's fantastic.
It's a wonderful thing now.
Oh,
are you going to look dimly upon me if later today I put the fly rod down and get a spin rod out?
The cheating stick. Well, no, not at all. Fishing is fishing, but one salmon on this is like fantastic on the fly rod. You'll never forget it. I've
got a little saying. I think I might need to spin to win. Mate, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That is a beautiful feeling.
Yeah, you've done really well. I'm really pleased, yeah.
And I think it's because I had a very good teacher. Now let's hit the rivers of Scotland and see if we can't catch ourselves a fish. Thank you very much, Gary.
You're welcome. Good luck. Tight lines.
Thank you. Well, welcome to the famous Carecock beat here on the Tay River. Now, this is Gary Hark, and Gary, the first question people are going to have, what is a beat?
A beat it's usually a stretch of river in Scotland where we fish for salmon. They could be any size. This particular beat is 2¼ miles. We've got double bank fishing here.
And you fly fish, you spin?
We fly fish and spin, both. This beat has plenty of pools. We've got 12 named pools. We use some pools for spinning, some for fly fishing. So there's fishing here for everyone.
Well, this morning I was lucky enough to have a fly casting lesson from the famous Gary Scott. Do you think, with all my talent, I could possibly catch one of your salmon on fly?
Positively, yes, yeah.
So which pool is this one?
This is the cottage stream.
The cottage stream?
There's an old cottage over there.
Yep.
It's called the Tay Cottage. So we call the pool the cottage stream.
Well, I was very keen to put my fly fishing tuition into practice today, but Gary, my gilly, said our best chance of catching a salmon is spinning, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. Well, we absolutely hammered that pool. We saw some fish, but we couldn't get one to take. So we're going to take the opportunity to try something a little bit different. We're going to take the boat out and we're going to do a thing called Harling. It's a great technique and it works very, very well. Gary's going to show us how it's done. Well, Gary's pulling out all stops to try and get me a salmon, and the technique we're using now is called Harling. And we're basically sitting in the same spot here and just using the motor to push ourselves across the river, traverse this way, traverse back, and the lures are out behind us the whole time. The great thing about it is we're not running over the fish with the motor, the lures are out in clean water and we're just keeping them down in the strike zone. Really effective because there's 3 lures, they're all working and they're all in the water at the same time. Fingers crossed. Gary, we're on the last cast.
Yeah,
We're at that point.
yeah, we'll try our best.
We can only try.
Only try.
We've had this poor man on a very limited time frame today and he's worked very, very hard. We've seen fish, but as we know, these Scottish salmon are not easy to catch. But I do have one more trick up my sleeve. We might still get a bent rod today yet. Well, my mum always used to say, when one door closes, another opens up. I could not catch a salmon this morning. We tried so hard. So what I did, I rang my little boy Jetty. Mum has brought him down. This is Willow Gate Trout Fishery. Jet, do you like catching rainbow trout?
Yes, I do. I love it.
Do you? And now, have you ever caught a trout on a fly?
No, never even been fly fishing.
Well, there you go. Today you're going to go fly fishing. Fingers crossed. We might even catch a trout on a fly. Let's go choose our weapon. I think you can have this one. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Oops. There you go, dude.
Thank you.
Be very careful because there's a hook on there. Dad might have this one. Let's go catch a fish. Well, Jetty, they say with fly fishing, the first 20 years is the hardest.
Really?
Yeah, you know what that means?
No.
Let me just say, you got a life full of pain ahead of you. But what I've done, I've organised a man called Cliff who knows about fly fishing, and he's going to teach you how to do it. Does that sound good?
Yep.
Let's go and meet Cliff, mate. Now you have to listen to everything he says,
Yep.
and he will teach you how to do it, okay?
Yep.
There's Cliff, Jet.
Gee, looks like you can fly fish.
Hey, Cliff.
Oh, hi.
Good to see you.
Good to have you here.
This is Jet.
Hi, Jet.
Hi.
Now, how lucky am I that I've got 75 years, an absolute wealth of knowledge about to teach my boy the art of fly fishing. This is priceless. I don't think Jet knows just how lucky he is.
Flick, flick. I will start doing less of the work. I want you to take it over. Weight at the back. Weight forward. Again, back, forward. Lovely. Back, forward. Back, forward. Lift it up and forward.
I tell you what, Cliff has the patience of a saint. Oh! But he's doing a great job and Jet's actually learning, which is so good. And I'm also getting to have a little fish. I've had a few casts now. First cast had a fish on, he jumped off. Look at this, Jetty.
Awesome! A fish!
Oh,
Ooh.
And he jumped me off. Now that's why rainbow trout jump. You know why?
To get there off.
To get off. And he just come out and shook, 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 bang. Hey, your casting's going really well, mate.
Thank you.
High five. I reckon you'll be catching a fish soon.
Thank you.
Go and get into it.
The line's getting colder. It's been in the water.
He's a nice fish, this one. Very nice fish. Well, look at that, his tail out of the water nice and proud. Jetty, come over here, mate. Look at that tail sticking up. He actually shocked me, this fish. Oh, Oh,
That's a big one.
it's a good one, eh, mate? And how much fun's this, mate? It's awesome, isn't it?
I think I'm starting to like fly fishing more than spinner.
Really? That's a big call. There is something special about fly fishing, I'll give you that.
Do you want me to net it for you?
Yes, please, mate. Just lay the net in the water, and I'll bring the fish to
Come
your.
here, little fishy.
I'll bring the fish to your net, okay? When it's in, you can lift up. Hey!
Whoa, nice one.
Good boy. Now, can you hold my rod for me?
Yep.
Put that down there. Wow, what a beautiful fish, Jetty. Isn't it gorgeous?
Yeah.
Now, let's just have a
Look
look.
at the colours.
They're beautiful. Now, what's happened here? She's got my fly just in the mouth, which is perfect. We'll take that out. Now, you can just lay this down out of the way, because that's got hooks in it. Now, you know how to tell the difference between a rainbow trout and a brown trout?
Yes,
How?
I do. You can look for the rainbow.
Yep. But what if it's come out of really clean water and there's no rainbow? How'd you tell the difference?
It would have to be a brown trout.
No. See the spots on the tail?
Yeah?
Only rainbow trout have got spots on their tail. So if you bring a fish up that looks like a brown trout, always check its tail. If it's got spots, it's good to go. And speaking of go, Jetty, we're gonna let this one go?
Yeah.
Now the deal with this fishery is you can actually come here and pay by the hour to fish, and you can actually buy a few fish. So if we wanted to, we could take this fish home, but we're staying in a lovely pub and we're gonna eat steak for dinner. I'll put this rainbow back. I think, Jet, now it's your turn to catch a big monster on the fly.
Yep.
Well, even though Jet wanted to take it to the smokehouse, you're one very lucky girl. You're going home. That's a beautiful thing. Got to be some fish. I just can't wait to see the look on his face when he actually hooks one. Now, can I give you a tip, mate?
Yeah.
I would strip like this if I was you, right? Hold like this,
Yeah.
and like this, just like that.
Yep.
Short, see how the line springs in
Yeah.
it? Short, sharp strips, because what it'll do, it'll make the fly pulse around and let those feathers really let the fish know that you're here. So just like try that, okay?
Yep.
Keep winding, keep that bend. Oh, that's it, let him go if he wants to go. Let him go, let go of the reel. That's it. Let him run, that's good. Come this way, walk and wind, walk and wind. Keep the rod bent. You've got to keep the rod bent, wind. That's a boy. How good is that? No, walk, keep the rod bent, good boy. Walk and wind, wind. That's it. You've got to keep it bending the rod, okay? Oh, he's a jumper. I'm gonna go in the water and net him for you, okay?
Yep.
You're doing a good job, buddy. Whoops. No, he's a fighter. Okay, look, just slide him in the net. Jetty! All that work paid off, my man. Yeah, baby. Okay, bring me the reel. Just pull a
That's
little
a
line.
big one for here.
That is a great fish. Let's come out here and have a look. I am so glad. Come down here, Jetty. Look at that fish in the net. I am so glad you persisted, buddy. Rainbow trout, Oncorhynchus micus. And what's been good about this, Jet, we've had to work hard, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, Jet, what advice would you give to young kids who want to fly fish?
It's all right to do it yourself, and with stripping, you don't want to like do it too big, just little strips.
There you go, a few little strips and a beautiful rainbow trout. This one's going back. Well done, mate.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to release Jetty's fish because I'm wearing waders, and it's really important too. Whoops. You can see your fish, mate?
Yep.
Really important for kids, they understand what catch and release is all about. And I like to take a fish to eat it as well, but this particular fishery, well, you can keep a fish, but they like to let them go. And I just think it's important kids see the whole thing here, the environment, the insects, and then they get to take a fish home or let it go. I reckon that's a pretty cool thing. Off you go, buddy.